Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the Washington quarter dollar, United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. The 2016 American Washington quarter with the P mint mark might look like just another coin in your pocket. But what if I told you that a rare version of this quarter could be worth an absolute fortune? That's right. There are proof set coins from this year that have sold for staggering amounts, and if you have the right one, you could be holding on to a jackpot without even realizing it. Imagine finding a coin that turns out to be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. It sounds unbelievable, but it's true, and today, I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for. Most people don't pay much attention to quarters. They get used in vending machines, tossed into change jars, or left lying around, but some quarters are anything but ordinary. The 2016 Washington quarter, especially the one with a P mint mark from a proof set, is one of those hidden gems that collectors are desperately searching for. Unlike regular quarters that were struck for circulation, proof coins are specially minted with incredible detail, mirror-like surfaces, and sharp frosted designs. These proof coins were never meant to be spent, yet over the years, some have slipped into circulation, while others have been hiding in old proof sets, forgotten and overlooked. And if you have the right one in pristine condition, it could be worth an astonishing amount of money. What makes these coins so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and grade. Not all proof quarters are equal. Some have tiny imperfections, scratches, or weak strikes that bring down their value. But the rarest ones, the coins that are flawless and graded at the highest levels, are the ones that bring in serious cash. Collectors are specifically hunting for deep cameo-proof coins, where the raised design has a thick frosty texture, sharply contrasting against the reflective background. These coins stand out, and when they're in perfect or near-perfect condition, their value skyrockets. So, how do you know if your 2016 Washington quarter is one of these rare high-value proof coins? First, check for the P mint mark, which means it was struck in Philadelphia. Then, look for that unmistakable proof finish, deep, reflective surfaces with bold, frosted details. If your coin has these characteristics, you might be onto something huge. The next step is grading. The higher the grade, the more money it's worth. Proof coins graded PR67, PR68, or the nearly impossible PR69 or PR70 can command insane prices at auction. A perfect PR70 coin is almost unheard of, making it an ultimate prize for collectors and investors alike. When these high-grade proof quarters appear in the market, they don't just sell, they ignite bidding wars. Auction houses and private collectors are willing to pay extreme prices for the finest examples, and some of these proof set quarters have reached absolutely jaw-dropping values. We've seen these rare proof quarters from 2016 sell for as much as $2,600, and in the most pristine condition, they've hit record prices of an unbelievable $48,000. So, what does this mean for you? It means that now is the time to start checking your proof sets, digging through old collections, and taking a closer look at any 2016 Washington quarters you might have. If you happen to find one of these rare proof set coins in perfect condition, you could be holding a fortune in your hands without even knowing it. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Your next quarter could be worth far more than just 25 cents. Happy hunting! Top 2. The 1995 Washington quarter with the P mint mark might seem like just another coin, but what if I told you that a rare version of this quarter from a proof set could be worth an absolute fortune? That's right, some of these coins have sold for staggering amounts at auction, and if you happen to have the right one in the best condition, you could be looking at a serious payday. Imagine holding a quarter in your hand that's worth not just cents, not just dollars, but thousands, tens of thousands. Most people never take a second look at their spare change, but after watching this, you're going to want to check every single 1995 quarter you come across because one of them could change your life. Now, here's what makes this particular quarter special. The 1995 Washington quarter was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But what most people don't know is that proof sets contained a special version of the coin, and these are the ones that serious collectors are after. Unlike regular quarters meant for circulation, proof quarters are struck with extreme precision, using specially polished dies and high-quality planchets to create a stunning mirror-like finish. These proof coins were never intended for everyday use, but over time, some have been removed from their sets, while others have been carefully preserved in collections. And if you have one in pristine condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine. The real money comes when a proof quarter is found in top condition. Coins that are graded PR67, PR68, or even the ultra-rare PR69 or PR70 can command massive prices. The difference between a regular proof and one of these high-grade rarities comes down to flawless surfaces, razor-sharp details, and that highly desirable, deep cameo effect. Deep cameo means that the raised design has a thick, frosty texture, while the background remains a stunning, mirror-like surface. When collectors see this level of quality, they are willing to pay unbelievable amounts. But how do you know if you have one of these ultra-valuable proof quarters? First, check for the P Mint mark, which stands for the Philadelphia Mint. Then, inspect the coin's surface carefully. If it has that deep, frosted contrast and a flawless finish, you may have something special. And if the coin is in the highest grade possible, meaning virtually perfect with no marks, scratches, or imperfections, that's where the big money comes in. These top-tier coins are what drive collectors into bidding wars at auctions, pushing prices to insane levels. Auction houses and private collectors are always on the hunt for the finest examples, and when a perfect proof set coin appears on the market, it can sell for life-changing amounts. Some of these rare 1995 Washington quarters have sold for an astonishing $3,600, and in the most exceptional cases, prices have skyrocketed all the way up to $58,000. Yes, you heard that right, $58,000 for a single quarter in the right condition. So if you have old proof sets lying around or a coin collection that hasn't been checked in years, now is the time to take a closer look. That 1995 Washington quarter you've been overlooking could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Don't make the mistake of spending it without checking, because that small, shiny piece of metal could be the key to a massive payday. Top 3. The 1967 Washington quarter from a proof set is one of the biggest hidden gems in American coin collecting, and if you're lucky enough to have the right one, you could be looking at an unbelievable payday. This isn't just any quarter. It's a rare and highly sought-after coin that has sold for astonishing amounts at auction. Collectors are always on the hunt for pristine proof examples from this year, and when a high-grade one appears, the bidding wars can reach incredible levels. So before you spend that old quarter or let it sit forgotten in a drawer, listen closely because this could be the most valuable discovery of your life. Most people don't realize that the 1967 Washington quarter was a unique issue in U.S. coinage history. Unlike other years, there were no mint marks on regular circulation quarters due to a temporary decision by the U.S. Mint to discourage hoarding. But what many collectors don't know is that there are proof versions of this coin, and these come from special proof sets that were struck with extra care and attention. Unlike the standard quarters produced for everyday use, these proof coins have deeply mirrored surfaces, sharp details, and a stunning finish that makes them stand out. And if you have one of these in the highest condition, you might be holding onto a coin worth an absolute fortune. The key to unlocking the true value of this coin lies in its grade. While many 1967 proof quarters exist, only a tiny fraction have been preserved in flawless condition. The most valuable examples are those that exhibit deep cameo contrast, meaning the raised design has a frosted, almost three-dimensional look against a reflective mirror-like background. This level of perfection is incredibly rare, and that's exactly what collectors and investors are searching for. The better the condition, the more money the coin commands at auction. But how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? First, take a close look at the surface. If your quarter has a flawless, mirror-like background with thick frosted details on Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse, you could be looking at a highly desirable deep cameo proof. Next, check for any scratches, marks, or signs of wear. Even the smallest imperfections can lower the value, so if your coin appears perfect, it could be worth sending in for professional grading. Auction records show that the highest graded examples of this coin have sold for absolutely mind-blowing prices. The rarest, best preserved 1967 proof quarters from a proof set have been known to sell for as much as $4,100, and in some cases, even reaching an astonishing $71,000. Imagine that, $71,000 for a single quarter that could be sitting in a collection or proof set right now, completely unnoticed. This is why it's crucial to check your coins carefully. If you or someone in your family has an old proof set from 1967, now is the time to take a closer look. These rare proof quarters could be hiding in plain sight, and if you're lucky enough to have one in pristine condition, it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. So don't ignore those old proof sets. Your next big payday could be waiting inside. Top 4. The 1997 Washington quarter with the P mint mark might just be sitting in someone's collection, completely overlooked, while its actual value skyrockets to unbelievable numbers. Imagine holding a simple quarter in your hand, thinking it's worth just 25 cents, when in reality, the right one could be valued at thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. That's right. Some rare proof set versions of this coin have sold for record-breaking amounts, and if you happen to have one in top condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it. Most people don't think twice about quarters from the 1990s, but collectors and investors know better. The 1997 P quarter isn't just another piece of change, it's a hidden treasure, and the proof set version is what makes it incredibly valuable. These proof coins were struck using polished dies and special planchets, giving them sharp details and a stunning mirror-like finish. Unlike regular circulation quarters, these proof versions were never intended for everyday use. They were produced specifically for collectors, but over the years, some of these rare coins have been lost, spent, or simply forgotten in old collections. Now, here's where things get really exciting. The value of this coin depends on its condition, and not every proof set quarter is worth a fortune. The secret lies in the grading. When a proof coin is examined by professionals and graded at the highest levels, its worth skyrockets. A flawless surface, perfect strike, and deep cameo contrast are what make collectors pay enormous amounts for a single coin. Deep cameo means that the raised details on the coin have a thick, frosty appearance, while the background remains a brilliant, mirror-like surface. Coins with this incredible contrast are the ones that command the highest prices at auction. If you're wondering whether you might have one of these rare proof set coins, you need to check carefully. First, look for the P mint mark, indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. Then, examine the coin under good lighting. If it has a deep, reflective surface with sharp details and no imperfections, you might just be looking at a serious payday. Coins graded PR67, PR68, or even the ultra-rare PR69 or PR70 are the real moneymakers. A perfect PR70 coin is nearly impossible to find, but when one does appear at auction, the bidding war is intense. Auction houses and high-end collectors are constantly searching for the best-preserved examples of the 1997 P proof set quarter, and when one hits the market in top condition, the price can be absolutely staggering. Some of these rare proof coins have sold for an incredible $5,100, while the finest known examples have reached an astonishing $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. $73,000 for a single 1997 P Washington quarter from a proof set in the highest grade. So if you have proof sets from the 1990s lying around, now is the time to take a closer look. Check for the 1997 P quarter, inspect its condition, and if it appears flawless, consider getting it professionally graded. That small, overlooked coin in your collection could be the key to an unexpected fortune. Don't let this opportunity slip away. Start searching now, because the next big find could be yours. Top 5. The 1971 Washington quarter from a proof set, with a P mint mark, might seem like just another coin, but what if I told you that the right one could be worth an absolute fortune? That's right, this isn't just pocket change. There are specific high-grade proof set quarters from this year that collectors are hunting for, and if you happen to have one in the right condition, you could be looking at a life-changing amount of money. Most people never check their old coins, but today, you're about to learn why you should. Because hidden among ordinary quarters are a few rare gems that have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. So before you spend that 1971 Washington quarter or let it sit forgotten in a drawer, you need to know exactly what to look for, because this could be one of the biggest finds of your life. The 1971 Washington quarter was produced in huge numbers, with millions struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But there's something special about the proof set versions, and this is where things get really interesting. Unlike the regular circulation coins that are struck for everyday use, proof coins are minted using specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in a mirror-like finish with incredibly sharp details. These proof set coins were never intended to be used as regular money, but over time, some have made their way into circulation, while others sit hidden in old collections, waiting to be discovered. But here's the catch: not all proof coins are valuable. What makes certain 1971 Washington quarters from proof sets so sought after is their condition. The highest graded examples, especially those with flawless surfaces and deep cameo contrast, are the ones that bring in the big money. The term, deep cameo, refers to coins where the raised design has a frosty, almost three-dimensional look, while the background remains like a perfect mirror. Coins that display this stunning contrast are the ultimate prize for collectors, and the ones graded at the top levels, PR67, PR68, PR69, and the extremely rare PR70, are worth serious money. Now, how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? First, check for the P mint mark. While many proof quarters were struck at the San Francisco Mint with an S mark, there are rare proof-like coins from Philadelphia that do not have the S, and instead display a polished proof appearance with a P mint mark. If you have one that shines like a mirror with a frosted design, you might have a winner on your hands. And if the coin is free of scratches, marks, or imperfections, it could be worth sending in for professional grading, because that's where the real money is. Auction houses and private collectors are constantly on the lookout for the finest known examples of these proof-like quarters. And when one of these rare coins appears at auction, the bidding can be absolutely intense. Some of these ultra-rare high-grade proof set quarters have sold for astonishing amounts, with prices starting at $4,800 and climbing all the way up to an unbelievable $76,000. That's right, $76,000 for a single 1971 Washington quarter in perfect condition. So if you have old proof sets lying around, now is the time to check them. If you come across a 1971 Washington quarter with a P mint mark and a proof-like finish, don't assume it's just another ordinary coin. Take a close look, examine its condition, and if it appears to be flawless with deep cameo contrast, you could be holding something extremely valuable. Get it graded, get it authenticated, and who knows? That small, overlooked quarter in your collection could turn out to be worth a small fortune. Happy hunting!